So if you followed me for a while, you've probably heard me say the saying that I teach health by the body, not the book. And that is so, so true for me. And I could never think about practicing healthcare, practicing wellness the way that I do. I couldn't imagine doing it any other way. I teach health by the body, not the book. And in going into 2026, honey, I am taking that to like a whole nother level. And so if you're a woman watching this and you just know that 2026 is going to be your strongest, sexiest era of your life thus far, because we are always changing, we are always evolving. I know I am, I know the women that I rock with are. If you know that 2026, like there is something, like you are ready for it, then I want you to listen close because over the next couple of days, I'm going to be sharing more and more information. But I have something coming for January. It's a 6-week program. It's called the Infinite Body Blueprint. And this is truly taking, I teach health by the body, not the book, to the next level because I have officially invested in myself for the next 12 months in a total body transformation, physical, mental, emotional. It's going to be all the things. I signed up with a coach for bodybuilding. And I'm like, can I, in the next year, 365 days, get to a place where I could be on stage in the outfit, winning awards, just get my body into that type of physique, to attain that type of physique. That is, I've never like publicly talked about this really at all. I've made a couple posts here and there, but I've not made like a live stream or videos about it. This is the first one. It's not going to be the last, obviously, but I am so I am so in this again. I teach health by the body, not the book. I do the thing. I do this. And so my next version, my next level, my next goal that I have for myself is my physique. And I'm not doing this because I'm unhappy with my body or I don't like the way I look or something like that. It's not anything like that because if you look a couple posts back, I shared a very real photo that I have like never shared before publicly. I've only ever shared this picture of me, the before, years ago. I've only done it in like private master classes that I've had with very intimate small groups of women. I've only ever posted it there because it's a very real, it's like a picture of me and it's all of me. And I've never shared that before. And it was really like challenging. Like, honey, it took me some to post that picture, but it is so real. It is so me. And it just goes to show how far I've come over the years with my health, with my body, with my mindset, with my lifestyle, with everything. And I've gotten myself to a place where I'm physically healthy, so much, I'm doing so much better, even despite having heart failure. I have heart failure. After I had my third child, I went into heart failure. That was 8 years ago. And so even having heart failure, getting off of medicine, then having to get back on medicine, that was like really difficult for me too to come to grips with that. But I said, my longevity matters to me, my vitality matters to me. So I will gladly take these 2 pills, girl, 2 pills. I'm all thing about. I will gladly take these 2 pills if it's going to make sure that I maintain my heart muscle, my heart function, and then I can keep living long and have a good quality of life. Like I will happily do that. Okay. So I've come a long ways in my personal health. I've been able to lower my blood pressure. I've been able to not be, pre-diabetic anymore, lost weight. I've done so much. And that's just like physically with my health, like mentally, honey, that's a whole nother video if I'm going to go into the health side of or the mental health side of it. But I've gotten my physical body to a place where I'm like, okay, what's next? Because I'm not ashamed. I'm not I don't feel some type of way about telling people or letting people know like I do want more. I do want more. Like this is great, but we could do better. And so that's what I'm shooting for. So for me, I really want to see how far I can push myself mentally and physically by making this commitment to myself and investing in myself in this way where can I get on the stage? Can I win some prizes? Let me wear the outfit. Cause honey, I have no problem wearing a little outfit like that. But I know all jokes aside, I know that the mental part of it, the discipline is going to stretch me to a whole nother area that I have not been stretched before. And the other side of that, another reason why I'm doing this also is because I want to take what I learn, the insights that I have, the ahas, the real time, what the fuck am I doing moments. Like, I want to be able to transfer that and teach that to my own clients. So that's a whole other part of it. And that's what is actually going to happen inside of this 6-week infinite body blueprint. It is going to be you with a structured program that you have, for you to jumpstart you and get you into your strongest, sexiest era yet. It's really going to focus on strength and your body. And on top of that, you're going to get all of my real life behind the scenes of what is going on up here in all of this as I am in my first 6 weeks of starting this journey of this process and changing my body and changing my mindset and changing my habits and all of that. I want to be able to transfer that to you in real time because I'm a real woman going through real things. And again, I teach health by the body, not the book. I share from all of my lived experiences, for better, for worse. I share all the things. And so this was such a huge step for me to make. I had thought about it for a while. And there was actually something, though, that I had to do before I could officially make this investment because I actually was in talks of doing this with that particular coach that I signed up with. I had been talking to her since last year. I think last February was when I first spoke with her. And there was things that I needed to do to get myself into a place where I could fully commit and be all in. Because truth be told, and I didn't think I was going to get into this in this first video, but here we are. Truth be told, I had a surgical procedure that I needed to get done before I could even think about show up 100% for this next phase that I was wanting to go into when it comes to my body and my physique, because there was no way I was going to be able to train or do the things I needed to do with this thing that I had going on. And this thing was a very severe bladder prolapse. I've had 3 kids, and after 3 kids, things change and shift and muscles get weak. And this might be, I'm gonna preface this might be TMI for some people, but honey, like, again, I keep it real. I keep it so real. So if talking about body parts, or if you're a guy and you're watching this, we about to get into it here. But anyway, yeah, severe bladder prolapse. So the bladder starts falling through into my vagina. So a little bit of my bladder was like hanging down, and it was only getting worse and worse over the years. And I had tried all the things, honey. I had tried losing weight. I had tried pelvic floor rehab. I tried the pessary, the little donut thing that you shove up there to kind of hold everything up. I do not recommend. For some people, like, if that's what you're going to do, that's what you're going to do. But for me, I did not enjoy that whatsoever. And I did not find it helpful at all. Is that all the things I tried? The Kegel, the floor exercises, the weight loss. Yeah, I tried all the things. And I remember years ago, I had went to a surgeon to talk about what my options were. And she had brought up the idea of surgery, but she also added on to it, like, this is a really big surgery and you're going to have to take a lot of time off. And, you really want to think about it. And this bitch like scared me from getting the surgery. And again, I'm in healthcare. Like I had been in healthcare back then when this was going on, and she for real scared me. And I was like, well, maybe she's right. Maybe I should wait a little bit before I get the surgery done. And so I had got it into my head. I had got this story into my head that I was going to wait, that I didn't need to do it right now. I'm just going to hold off and I'm going to wait. Right. So fast forward to about October-ish of this year, I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was telling her about this idea that I had for wanting to take my physique to the next level, about wanting to take on this new challenge for myself, this other lifestyle, right? And so I started telling her though about the issues that I kind of had with my bladder, and about like, I wish I could do more running and jumping, and there were certain things that I could not physically do right now because of my bladder. And she just point blank, which is why I love her so much, was just like, girl, why are you not taking care of your health? Like, why are you doing this? How do you think you're going to be able to train and run and jump and do all the things that you need to do and lift heavy for what you're about to do when you still have this bladder thing? Like, you need to get this fixed. Why are you putting your health on the back burner? Why are you not taking care of your health? Like, you have a partner, you have a good job, you have good insurance, you can get the time off. Your kids are older. They're not even like fucking babies that are going to need you. Like, you will be okay. Why aren't you doing this? And she proceeded to tell me a story also about another Spanish lady that she had talked to way back. And she was like, I never knew I would be repeating this story, but here we are. And about how this older lady had said the same thing, like, I'm just going to wait till later. And this bitch was like in her 70s. Like, what is she waiting for? What is she waiting for? Right. And same thing for me. Like, I'm 43, and it's like, what am I waiting for? I'm literally letting this impact the quality of my life in so many ways. And I've just come to normalize it. I've just come to tolerate it. And it's like, what does that say about my self-worth? It's like, holy shit. And I share this because I'm not immune to any of this. Again, I am a real woman. Like, I teach health by the body, not the book. Like, I share from lived experiences. This is a very real experience I have been living for so many years. Like, since I've had all my kids. Like, it's crazy. And it goes so deep. I'm not going to go into all of that in this video. I'll save that for another day, or if you're watching this and you have questions, like, we could talk about it. But it goes so deep into self-worth and my identity and this transformation that needed to happen, and I was blocking it. Just so much. It goes so deep than just having a surgery, which I didn't realize until I started talking to my friend. And until we started talking about, this is the same thing that your clients deal with. Like, they don't put themselves, their health first. They normalize so much. And I'm like, girl, I know that's what I teach. That's what I teach. But honey, for me to do it for myself, it's like a whole nother thing, right? So much of what we teach and we help others with, it's like so close to us that we can't even realize it. And I was like, you're right. You're right. You're right. What the fuck am I doing? Like, I just need to get this surgery done and do it. And so right after I got off the phone with her, I boom, 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 called my doctor. And before I knew it, I had an appointment. And right after that, I had a surgical appointment. So on November 7th, just like 4 weeks ago from, let's see, it's December 10th now. So just November 7th, I had my surgery done, and it actually ended up being more than what I expected. I just thought I was going in to like get my, bladder lifted up and get fixed up. And when I went to my consultation with the surgeon, she actually suggested that while we're in there, we take out your uterus, we take out your fallopian tubes, we lift everything up, and we're going to stitch it to your tailbone and this and that. And you're going to have like some little cuts on your belly, and, 4-hour surgery, 4-hour surgery, and away you go. And you go home the same day. And I was like, wow, that's a lot more than what I was thinking it was going to be. But the way she explained it, she was very certain in how she explained it and told me all the things and spoke to me about how a lot of ovarian cancers first start in the fallopian tube. So that's why they recommend taking out the fallopian tubes and taking out the uterus. And I'm not going to have any more kids, so that part of my life, that season of my life is over. And I'm ready to, step into this new season, this stronger, sexier, infinite woman physique era. That's what I've called it, honey. I have labeled it. I have named it something, my infinite woman physique era. And that is what is happening. So as I step into that, these are the changes that needed to happen. So I had this procedure, and it actually ended up being a 6-hour procedure. And the incisions were a little bit bigger than what I had imagined that they would be, but all is going well. I'm recovering well. And I am so glad that I made that decision for myself, for my health, for nobody else, but for me to make that decision. And now I can fully, confidently step into this next season of my life. And I have such a fire. Like, I may have said this already in the beginning of the live stream, I can't even remember, but I have such a desire and such a fire to really take control of my health and of my body going forward. And so I love teaching and I love sharing all of this. And I was like, how can I bring those two things together? How can I share those things? And it's what gave me this idea, this inspiration for this infinite body blueprint. Because when I think about infinite and I think about an infinite woman, I think about longevity, and longevity is really important to me now. And it's where I've kind of been, gearing a lot of my practice and a lot of my teachings to now is really focusing on longevity and quality of life. And when a woman has, let's see, how do I want to say this? When I think about the infinite woman, right? It's never ending. And I think about a woman and how the influence over her family is never ending. It's generational, right? And especially when it comes to health, there's so many things that you can be the cycle disruptor, the cycle breaker in when it comes to health, but also how that translates into other parts of your life. And I work with a lot of women who have their own businesses. I do. And when I think about how your health translates directly, impacts directly, or is impacted directly by your health, by your body, or not your health by your body, I'm talking about business. Sorry, tweak that there. When I think about how intertwined people's businesses are with their health, because if you don't have your health, how are you going to have a business? How are you going to be able to show up for your business? How are you going to be able to lead and serve if you don't have your health? And so many women start businesses because they do want to make money. They do want to have some type of financial impact, some type of financial change in their life and in their family's life. And they want the work that they do to help other people. And so I'm like, how are you going to help other people if you're not helping yourself and you're not taking care of your body? How are you going to be able to make money? How are you going to be able to show up? How are you going to be there for your family? Right? That's what I think about. I think about what kind of I think about what kind of example am I for my children when it comes to my body, my business, my health, what I think about, what I talk about. I think about all those things. So that's important to me. Those are one of my values. And so when I think about the infinite woman, she is a woman who is not just living for right now. She's thinking about the future and how her actions right now are going to impact the future, her life, her children's life, her grandchildren's life, her great-grandchildren's life, the other women in her life, sisters, aunts, cousins. That's what I think about. That is what I think about. So that's where this whole idea and concept of the infinite woman has arose from, and why I feel so into that, because that's really describing where I am right now in this season of my life. And I think it's been amazing to look at evolution, of progression, not only for myself, but like other women that I know too. It's been amazing to see the women in my space grow and change and evolve over the years. And when I think back again, thinking about reflection in December being a month of reflection, holy crap, like I was sharing today in our group about my vision board, and about how literally every single thing on my vision board has come to fruition, has come true. And like tomorrow, the last little piece is going to happen. The last little boop square that I have on my vision board is coming true tomorrow. And if you're watching me, you'll see me talk about it tomorrow. Um, it's and it just goes to show, when you are intentional, when you want something, when your actions start aligning with your values, honey, the world moves for you. God answers you. God hears you. And I've been having so many, so many conversations with God. I've been healing up. I haven't disappeared. I haven't gone anywhere. I've just been doing a lot of healing and a lot of conversations with God. And it's been beautiful. It has been so beautiful. And again, I am so ready to step into 2026. Sexy, desire, fire is all coming in 2026. So again, I wanted to invite you to come along with me for like the first 6 weeks, honey. Let's rock out. Let's rock out for the first 6 weeks in the Infinite Body Blueprint. It's going to be so life-changing for the right women that say yes and that are in there. It is literally going to blow up their first 6 weeks of their life, of their health, of their body. And without a doubt, it's going to impact other areas of your life, your identity, who you are, the things that you do, honey. I I know it is, because I know that this work has totally transformed my life. And I know that the next things that I learned, and the next things that I start to implement in my own life, and the things that I start to teach the women that are in my world, mm, you do not want to miss out. You do not want to miss out. Again, we're starting in January. I'm taking spots right now. If you want to get signed up, we're going to start in January. 6 weeks, Infinite Body Blueprint. It is only $350 to get started in this program. $350 to get in on the Infinite Body Blueprint. I would love to see you in there. Again, let's rock out for the first 6 weeks. Let's hit it raw. Let's hit it raw. Oh boy. I don't know if that's what I wanted to say. Let's hit it strong. Let's do it. Let's blow it up for the first 6 weeks in the Infinite Body Blueprint. Message me if you got any questions. You know where to find me on all the social channels. Just message me and let's go. All right. I'll see you in the next video.